The chief of the Hopkins Airport Fire Department was a no-show at a hearing today that could have led to his firing. The investigator, Tom Meyer, learned an internal audit discovered the chief signed off on overtime that a number of firefighters apparently did not deserve.
Firefighters at Cleveland Hopkins Airport in a training exercise. Their chief, Roosevelt Davis, has been calling the shots for 8 years. During that time, he was disciplined twice, and he was scheduled for a pre-disciplinary hearing today at the airport on yet additional charges. Last year, he received a written reprimand for submitting a flawed airport emergency plan. In May of this year, he was slapped with a 3-day suspension for the misuse of a city-owned cell phone. 7 months later, an internal review uncovered overtime abuses involving 7 airport firefighters. Chief Davis signed off on the overtime, which apparently wasn't earned. Davis faced possible stiff sanctions today, up to and including termination. But I'm told he left for a medical appointment and never returned for a 1 o'clock hearing. During all this time, Fred Szabo was the man in charge of Hopkins, taking over as interim director for the departed Ricky Smith. Szabo was in charge when the FAA fined the airport $735,000 for not providing adequate staff to clear unsafe, snow-covered runways. He was the man in charge overall when the overtime abuses were uncovered. And he was second in command when United Airlines pulled the plug on its hub at Hopkins. Szabo has been the one constant during the turbulence.
Critical personnel would stay on the job.
Despite all this, Szabo has been rewarded handsomely. As airport commissioner, he was paid about $116,000. He received $150,000 when named interim director. He retired as commissioner and received a separation payout of nearly $200,000. The city then rehired him as deputy director for another $150,000. Szabo not only went unscathed, but he received a big pay raise and payout while the chief was landing in hot water. We tried to talk with members of Mayor Jackson's administration, but spokesman Dan Williams said no one would be commenting since the matter involving overtime abuses is a part of ongoing litigation. I'm the investigator, Tom Meyer.